So, a little while ago, I made a video about the stuff that was being released at Disney for May the 4th, Star Wars Day. There's some helmets and, well, a statue and some other things. And I said, well, I'm going to be ordering these when they come up for sale, and I'll make a video about it when they come in, and also do maybe some other general collection pickup stuff at that point. Unfortunately, there's been a little bit of a hiccup in that I did order them on the day. Didn't really have any trouble ordering. You did have to sit through a little bit of a queue, digital queue, but it actually was very quick. And then they apparently sent them the very next day, and they arrived a couple days later at my town. You notice I don't say at my house because they arrived at, I guess, the UPS hub or whatever it is there in my town, and then they were promptly sent away to Ontario, Canada for some reason. And trust me, kind viewer, when I say that I am nowhere near Ontario, Canada, or Canada in general, I have no idea how that happened. It's insane that happened. And, as I'm making this video, I'm recording this on the 23rd, I believe, of May. So it's, roughly 3 weeks after I ordered them. And they've only just now apparently gotten clearance to be released back into the U.S., from customs or whatever. And they'll probably be coming in a few days. However, I am actually leaving for Japan in less time than that. So I'm going to be spending, my family and I are going to be spending about a month in Japan. And so they're going to be arriving like the day after we leave for Japan, unfortunately. So I can't make the video that I originally intended. I mean, I can eventually. It's going to be not the freshest content in the world at that point. But this was a frustrating situation because two of the items I ordered, the helmets that I talked about, sold out right away, and there's no more to be made or had. And so if I didn't get that one that they sent me, I basically would be stuck having to buy them on the secondary market, which I don't think I want them enough to do. So that would have been frustrating. But also, I really wanted this Jabba statue. And so I decided at the time, several days ago when I made this decision, it wasn't clear to me that I was going to be able to get the original order back at all. There was some talk of possibly getting a refund or something like that. So I decided, screw it. I'm just going to go order another Jabba statue, because you can't have too many Jabba statues, right? I mean, I'm living proof. So this one came very quickly. It was like, 2-3 days later after I ordered, as it was supposed to be, it arrived here. And so I do have the Jabba the Hutt figurine that lights up that I talked about. I have not opened it yet. I want to see this in person. But yeah, this is going to be what I'm talking about in this video, and we're going to have to leave the rest of the Star Wars Day release stuff for quite a bit later in the future. Anyway, let's go ahead and open this sucker up. It's the same basically on the front as on the back. There's not a lot of, information about anything on there. No other pictures or anything. It's slightly different design, but it does seem like a bit of a bare bones box. We open it up and we have here, it's not styrofoam, it's the, I'm not actually sure what you call this, but the kind of more springy foam that you sometimes get with this kind of thing. I prefer this, I think. Probably works better than styrofoam. Now it's got tape wrapped around it, so we're going to have to cut that somehow. Just a second. Hopefully this is undamaged, although we do have a spare, theoretically. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with the second one I got, but we'll see. All right, so we're going to lift off this foam. He is wrapped in some sort of tissue paper. That's good. Looks like he's got his back to us. Da, 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 da. Look at that. So far, so good. Let's take him out of his little tissue paper prison. There he is. Honestly, this is really nice. Good paint on here, I think, overall. I mean, you know, for a factory paint job. Now, it does have here a little sticker that says on off. And I'm guessing, how do we even do this? Oh, I see. So we press this guy here to turn the lights on and off. I assume we probably have to like remove a little tab or something, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be turning on and off at the moment. I'll have to look at that. This has a screwdriver required to open it. But we'll get to that in just a second. Just looking at it, though, we have here Jabba on his throne. I like the way they have him kind of casually draping his arm over his little froggy bowl here. That's really cool. I don't think we've seen that as a pose before. He's kind of, a little more casual. He's got one of his froggy snacks in his hand, which you can see there. Very nice, honestly, weathering on this throne. Maybe a little bit, it does look a little bit too uniform here with all this stuff dripping down, but that's a little bit of a quibble. They do have some nice variations in the paint used. They have kind of a metallic for the pillow. They've got some nice shading. I'm actually really impressed with this compared to what we often see on Jabba, and especially, compared to Jabba action figures. I think this is extremely well done. I really like the patina that they have here on the throne as well. It looks metallic, but also like it's got some kind of a, corrosion on it. I like it. And I like the sculpt pretty well as well. They've got pretty much what you'd expect. They do have his little, clan symbol here, although it's not got the red that it should actually have technically. It's supposed to be in red, and they don't. Well, they do have his tail scar as well, although it's not very pronounced, I would say. Now, I do have one minor complaint about this statue, and that is about the hands. You can see that they've made him have 3 fingers and a thumb on each hand, and they look kind of, semi-humanoid in their construction. I've talked about this in the past, I'm sure, but Jabba has, at least in the Return of the Jedi, he has 2 fingers and a thumb, or really it's just 3 fingers and one of the fingers kind of acts like a thumb. It's a weird alien hand that I like, and I don't really like the stuff that they've done with the CGI models and so forth to make him look less alien and more kind of humanoid. It kind of makes it less interesting to me, and that's the case here. However, this just appears to be what Disney, the direction Disney's going for this character. They want to kind of retcon him into having more humanoid hands, so I don't really consider this a mistake so much, just as an indication of the direction that Disney's going with Jabba. I will say, now that we're nitpicking a little bit, that if you look extremely closely at the sculpt here, you can see what appears to be some air bubbles in his nose in a couple places, and his eyelid. I don't want to make too big of a deal out of this because these are very small, and I'm not sure I would have even noticed them if I wasn't, blowing them up on a big screen. But looking at it normally on display, I don't think you'd really be able to tell. All right, I found myself a screwdriver. Let's see what's going on in here. Oh, it just doesn't have batteries in it at all. That makes sense. So yeah, it doesn't come with batteries. I'm going to have to find myself 3 AAAs. All right, we got 3 AAA batteries. Now, there's one other thing. Well, I'll talk about this in a second, that I discovered as I was looking for these batteries, which is kind of interesting about this statue. One thing I hadn't noticed. All right, so we got the batteries now installed, and we're going to see what he looks like when we press this button right here. Aha! So this froggy bowl here lights up. You can see that there is a frog in there, kind of in resin. Much better than certain statues I I will refrain from naming at this point, but yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and turn some of my lights down, though, and maybe get a better look at it. Yeah, it's pretty bright, actually, on camera. Less so. I mean, it has a nice green glow in person. It is not, it is not blowing your retinas out or anything in person. Actually, let's turn this back on. It might give you a better idea of what it actually looks like. You can see, just from the reflections or the cast light on Jabba that it is glowing, which is pretty cool. So we turn that off, turn it on. Not a bad feature. But the one thing I was mentioning earlier that I noticed, he actually has a USB port on him, on his throne here, which I think makes this definitely the only Jabba statue to have a USB port on it. It comes with a USB-C to USB-A cable here. And you can presumably use that to power the light, on a constant basis instead of having it run off of batteries, which would be nice if you had it in a display or something. I'm not sure that the light up feature is so great that I want to, go that far to do it, but I mean, it's nice to have that option, certainly. So yeah, this was definitely my favorite release of Star Wars Day, and definitely a very nice surprise to see a new Jabba statue just kind of pop up out of the blue. Like, as far as I know, there was no indication that this was coming. Certainly I didn't realize it. So very, very cool indeed. And it's, it's heavy. It's made of resin or something similar to that. It feels like a high quality statue. It's about the same size as a Jabba action figure, more or less. So, you could use this, I suppose, in place of a Jabba figure and throne. If you had like a bunch of action figures and you wanted to have this as kind of the centerpiece in a Jabba's palace display, I think you could do that. So, yeah, I'm quite happy with it, actually. That's about it for today. As I mentioned, I'm going to Japan. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do in terms of content from Japan, and almost certainly it's going to be, if I do some videoing or something along those lines, it's going to be something I would release after I come home. So there might be a little bit of a break for the channel, but I do have one more video coming up, so you can look forward to that. It's set to release while I am in Japan, so that should be that'll be fun. So I'm not going to be probably uploading video to YouTube from Japan, but I will definitely be uploading pictures and probably some video to my Instagram accounts. I have the main Mighty Jabba account and also my soft vinyl Sofubi collecting account that I will definitely be uploading some things to. So if you haven't followed me there, do give that some consideration. I will definitely be posting during my trip to Japan to both of those accounts. And, not going to go into it right now, but I'm very happy with The Mandalorian and Grogu and everything that appeared in that film. We saw it actually on the 21st, the day before it was officially coming out. Just, I guess they just do that now. Theaters have showings the day before. But yeah, my son and I went to see it, and I think, we were really pleased with how it came out. And yeah, look forward to collecting some things from that movie as well. All right, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.